And right now we're tracking a news alert out of Polk County tonight, where investigators tell us a 13-year-old boy is facing multiple charges after investigators say he shot a Lakeland police officer.
He has no regard for life. None. Zero. He may be 13 years chronologically, but he's a hardened criminal willing to shoot it out with cops.
And less than 30 minutes ago, investigators told us that teen is in a Tampa hospital right now after the officer he shot fired back, hitting him multiple times.
All of this happening in a busy neighborhood on Kettles Avenue around dinner time. 10 Tampa Bay's Shannon Clow has been there all night. And Shannon, this all started at a nearby park.
Well, Angelina and Dave, it's near Simpson Park where I am right now, where it all started. We're told from Lakeland police that there was a police officer in this area. He was attempting to pull over 3 people inside of a car. We're told that that car took off and ultimately 3 people got out of the car and ran. Lakeland police telling us that one person inside of that car was a 13-year-old boy. So we're learning more about Lakeland police officer Jamie Smith, who took off after that 13-year-old boy. We're told the 13-year-old pointed his gun at Officer Smith, shooting him in the foot and then continuing to run. The officer returned fire and continued his chase. We're told from Sheriff Grady Judd, video shows the 13-year-old coming out of a bush near an apartment complex, and that's where the two exchanged fire again. We're told children were outside. It was just after 5 this evening when all of this went down. Investigators say that's when Officer Smith fired at the 13-year-old, hitting him. We are told that the officer immediately rendered aid to that 13-year-old and he was flown to Tampa General. At last check, we're told he has non-life-threatening injuries. As for the officer, he was taken to Lakeland Regional Hospital and he is expected to be okay. But tonight we're learning more about that 13-year-old who was arrested back in January on felony charges for having a stolen gun. Police say it appears he could be in a gang.
He's 13 years old. Unbelievable. What are we doing?
He is a very dangerous, hardened criminal. I don't care what his chronological age is. And when you shoot at a police officer, you bought yourself a long time in state prison as soon as we convict him.
And tonight we are choosing not to name that 13-year-old just due to his age, but Sheriff Grady Judd telling us that he is going to ask the state attorney's office to pursue this as an adult case, saying that one of his charges that will likely be felonies is attempted murder. I'm live in Lakeland. Shannon Clow, 10 Tampa Bay.
Now, again, this is a developing story. We'll, of course, stay on top of any updates and bring them to you right here on air or online at 10tampabay.com.